guys finally get seated. Seated?
Settled. I guess we're on the bottom of the ocean. We can use settled.
Settled? Yeah, that's better.
Will the camera be active as soon as we plug it in?
Yeah, it takes our systems people a couple minutes to fire everything up, but they are on standby.
Yeah, you guys have both eaten now, have you?
Yep.
The cable you're gonna plug in is should be right there.
Yeah, I hope we're not sitting on it.
Should be. Unless I screwed
We're
up.
just sitting next to it.
Excellent.
Okay, what are we doing?
You're ready? Oh, he's gone already.
Chuck my water bottle, please, Greg. See?
Okay, when you guys are ready,
Ready.
dust cap off.
J7?
Yeah, and we'll store it because we'll have no other use for it.
In the box?
Yeah, we won't be using it again. Mind the plunger.
Couldn't be in a worse spot.
We do not need a vacuum sample of the bio box.
What device we have on the porch then? What is it?
Are you looking at the ones that are inside the black crate?
Yes.
Those are isobaric samplers.
Okay.
Are we good?
So next thing you're gonna want to do is unplug J8 and plug it into J7. That is extension number 982 for you loggers out there.
Argus auto heading off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a specific location where we'll be using those samples?
We plan on using them at Grotto, which is the main vent we've been working at this dive. And then also one is planned for Sanya Village, which is about 110 meters south from here at another junction box that we have, or close to.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Come on, you're on. Just... There we go.
That's it.
I saw latch in. Good work. All right, now the connector
The other one.
beside us will go into J8.
Where is it?
It's
Down to your
over on that
left.
side.
I don't think you'll have to move too far at all.
It's that one.
Yes, it's that one running along here. There it
There you
is.
go.
Again, be mindful of the samplers on the porch. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a tight wraparound.
You want to stay here?
Yeah, we can stay here.
All right.
You're going to need to get the parking position into your Fletcher. You might have to move up a little bit just because of the tension on the cable.
I'll come forward.
And just bring, yeah, leave the vehicle where it is. We'll bring the other arm over.
Okay.
Bring the wrist over more.
Bless you.
Sandtime.
Excuse me. Thank you.
And do a wrist down. Yep. Okay, go ahead and close that.
Oh, I got the top of the ODI connector there. That's it. You ready? That's it. Door's locked.
And going to J8. Don't know that I saw it latch, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I got good eyes on that either. Let's give it another push and then we'll do a visual confirmation. Yeah, definitely not latched. There
Now
it
it's
is.
latched.
Okay, systems. Sure, you can go ahead and power up J8 of JB12. Oh, Adrian, you are so on it.
Oh, I might as well grab that from you.
So while they are booting up the camera and taking a look at its position and lights and all that, I think we're going to go looking for that Dow lander that we deployed from the ship.
Our deep acoustic lander.
That's right. So, Chris, I believe you have a last known location of that from our beacon hits.
Do we want to
Yep.
put these in the box? What's the plan for the parking positions?
Let me think. Yeah, we should not be using parking positions anymore. So if we're going to be flying around, let's go ahead and get them in the box.
What's our plan with the deep acoustic lander? Do we want to just make sure that it is positioned correctly?
We're going to bring it back to this area. It drifted off quite a bit, and it's
Oh yeah, that's right. We're about like
2,200 meter
something
descent.
meters. Yeah.
So we're going to bring it back here, and it's going to keep recording data while we do more things like gas tights and bars installments. And at the very end of our dive, we will recover it.
That lander is pretty sensitive, right? What's the distance of sound that it can detect?
I'm not sure.
Someone mentioned that it can detect.
Oh, you got the box.
Yeah, I
you got the box. These ONC hockey pucks.
Oh, that was a weird
Steve,
bounce.
to let you know that the camera has been powered.
And the Fabio has been powered as well.
Fabio has been powered.
He
Excellent.
may need it. Takes a
He's
by the time
he's got a longer warm-up time than
No
the
ground
camera.
well,
faults?
once he gets the topology hooked up to his arms and legs and stomach, you know, it's gonna. I figure take about 20, 25 minutes, similar to the topology of the camera.
Well, I've just wasn't sure if you're sat
on.
down yet, but we're just told them we're going to go find that deep acoustic lander now.
Yes. So let's. It'd be nice to bring him somewhere where there's some venting happening, and I haven't really. Don't know where.
You got time to think about it, and with the PIs while we transit to it for sure. It's I think a
go
good
anywhere.
200 meters
No,
away.
and you're not going to close beyond it anyway because of the...
Well, I don't really want to bring it up top of Grotto there, but because everybody and his donkey's there.
Everybody and his donkey.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
The mules.
The new phrase.
donkeys? What donkeys? Where are donkeys?
Everywhere.
So
Yeah, we
What have
brought
you
some
been-
of those down
What have you
too.
been smoking?
So
All right.
we don't plan to recover that today, right? I just sort of heard that you were thinking that, but
Oh, I thought it might come up at the end of this dive, but if it hasn't been
Well-
its 40 hours or whatever,
well, we
then,
might as well, you know, because
then we leave it for
we
when
will
we
be
set.
we will be coming back for certain for a small bit of time anyway.
Yeah, but
That's true.
that's one of
Yeah,
our last.
it's
that's
guaranteed to
it's got
happen, right?
beacon.
Yes, it's one of the
Beacon.
last beacons.
It's got a beacon on it.
I believe we need that beacon
Okay, where are we
to
going?
deploy.
All right, so
Got a bargain.
we got to
Orange.
discuss a little
Beacon.
bit how you guys want to do this because it's on the other side of the grotto and everything. So you want to just go over it, go through it, go around it?
I mean, we might as well go through it again. It's easy enough.
I mean,
Okay.
if we
It's-
just
it's
leave it
quite
down
far.
here
Okay.
with just listening to the ROV, that's not going to be very good. But
We know what that sounds like.
Okay, where are we
Really,
going?
it sounds silent
All right,
from here.
so you're going to go back sort of northwest, back through the pass here.
Northeast.
Or yes, or northeast, correct. 030.
We're going back through Rogers Pass.
You want to
this-
spin around the other way?
Yeah, I do.
Is this the first time a Rogers has
Thanks for
flown
the
through
heads
Rogers
up on that,
Pass?
Greg.
I don't know. This isn't the first time this Rogers has flown through Rogers Pass.
Rogers
Sorry.
through Rogers Pass.
Is that the only way that the
Guys,
vehicle can
get
make
in
it through
there.
safely? Must be driven by a Rogers.
I don't know. I went through. We didn't hit anything
Ah,
too hard.
Steve's way is better, says Steve.
Is there a Steve's Pass?
Steve's way is the affectionate term for the other way.
Hey, Nico, did ESCA end up with the same color codes as the Fletcher cable? Is it green and yellow?
Green Yellow.
All right, I'm gonna
I don't think so.
keep an eye on.
No, I think there's some color distortion down there.
Yeah, I keep seeing, you
Yeah.
know, we keep seeing the yellow and black one and thinking it's the same as the white and black one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, blue goes to green. I think Eska might be blue and white.
No, it's definitely not blue. Or maybe it is. I don't remember.
It looks black and white to me.
That's tempo.
That's tempo.
Or sorry, yeah, tempo is black and white, yeah.
But
Eska.
see the other guy there?
You gotta come up above this, higher.
Oh, wait a minute. Eska
Yeah, over
goes
that.
the other way.
Green. Eska is green.
Eska goes the other way. Eska,
Sorry,
goes
Eska
Steve's
Eska's
way.
my dog, so it goes
Yeah.
Steve's way.
Goes Steve's way.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, that's a good.
Is that how
Mnemonic.
you picked out which goes which way?
No, it was a mistake, more or less. It was supposed to go to acoustic scintillation, and then so Milo got shorted.
And you can follow the cables and bubble the whole way.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah. For now.
Your topology went a lot quicker.
The powering up of Fabio is complete.
And then we defer to Chris, and Chris tells us where to go.
020. Once you feel like you can head that way.
Once you can go that way.
Yeah.
So like all the work we've been doing is up at the top where those cables are.
But we're not going there now.
No, we're going that way.
Right.
Just figured if you didn't have the mental lay of the land.
Not really.
What's the color of that cable there?
How's our tether? We're going to be wrapping it around this thing?
No, we're going over it.
All right.
That's red and green. That's going to the camera.
Right, that's Eska.
That would be Eska.
Red and green.
I think that's you.
Wait, are you,
Where
where are you guys going
Where are
now?
you guys
Looks like
going?
you're going
You
back
go
to the
wrong way.
junction box.
Wrong
Yeah,
way.
you need to
He said
alter your
020.
course here whenever you're ready.
Zero.
020.
Oh, 020.
So go right by Dante here. There'll be a little marker, L8, and continue going. Follow this cable for a little bit.
This guy, yeah?
Yeah. Once he turns to the left, don't follow him and go straight north, maybe 20 or something like that. That's what we were just discussing. We
You're
haven't-
probably gonna get tethered
Somewhere here.
soon.
Okay, let's make that decision now.
Okay, on top of North Tower. Sure. You'll hear.
Yeah, now you have tether pull.
Reach nav. 60 meters.
Want me to put a sight on there?
020.
Okay, well. Okay.
Morning. Did you get woken up to?
Is that the camera? That little light down there?
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, lights are on to the camera.
Okay, yeah, so then that's probably the camera.
Little flare down there on the right. For our viewers tuning in at home, welcome on board. We are at our location here at the main Endeavour field.
Chris, we're headed 045.
Performing a number of tasks this morning, swapping out cables and working with our RRS devices.
He's out of tether, so yeah.
And
sounds good.
got a number of sampling to do.
Oh yeah, you can see the camera in there, aft cam.
Oh yeah.
We are on our way to locate our DAL, our Deep Acoustic Lander, which we deployed late last night. And that's going to be giving us acoustic data here on the seafloor around our hydrothermal vent location. So we are en route to recover that and place it
All right, well, I'm going to do an
at
exciting
a
round of
location
gauge
that's
checks.
soon to be determined.
Go crazy.
Thanks.
If you're following along, you can see all of our feeds on our quad feed, and all of our feeds are up and running, channel 1, 2, and 3. Follow along on our current mission, and as always, if you have questions along this dive, feel free to leave them in the chat on nautiluslive.org. And if you're interested in the data that we're collecting, you could always head over to the Ocean Networks Canada site and follow along with all of our data that we've been collecting from our samples and instruments along this entire mission. And Steve could probably speak to this more, but our DAL stands for Deep Acoustic Lander, and it's equipped with hydrophones, and that is capturing sound data on the seafloor. It's going to give us an understanding of sound that's coming out from the locations there near the hydrothermal vents. And I believe that data can be collected remotely, is that right? Or do we have to recover the device to collect the data? You know? You happen to know, Nico? Or Steve? I don't think Steve's on.
I thought the question was being posed to Steve. So you were asking about the data that's
how
being
do we
collected?
is the data collected live offshore? The
No,
acoustic data?
this is actually an autonomous device, so we will not have the data with us until we recover the device.
Recover it?
Yeah,
And then get a nice surprise of what it sounds like there near the hydrothermal vents.
exactly.
All right, are we done following cables and just going to head over there now? Okay. 015. Bridge nav, 200 meters,
I'm going to start coming down some.
020.
If you've been following our mission for the past few weeks, you'll know that we were previously at this location and we had to leave for a little while because of weather conditions. And so we relocated to some other locations along our mission route. But we are back here at main Endeavour Field, and we will be here for quite some time as long as the weather holds, accomplishing a number of tasks along this current mission.
So the cable we're passing now, it's actually for a Maris seismometer. but we likely will not see it. We're just going to keep going right by.
So sad. Gauges look good. Come down more. Hi, video.
Hello.
That was it. Just hi.
How's it going? Good dive? Do you know about this lens flare? Is this something that is angle of Zeus camera related?
Hang on. Better?
Great, thank you. What'd you do?
Turned off the downlights.
Perfect.
Yeah. Set the scene, as it were.
Just trying to figure out what I was doing. Still training. That's some nice basalt flow.
All right, I'm going to come down some more. That AFCAM picks up the light of those cameras pretty well. How big is the thing we're looking for?
It's probably 1.5 feet wide or something like that, but it's got a USBL on it.
Oh, okay, so we know where it is.
We know where it is.
Understood.
It's about the size of one of the fetches, right? Maybe a little smaller.
It's a bit smaller, yeah.
A little slimmer. It's about size.
Well, the fetches are fetching, so. Had to be done. I apologize.
So you should.
I still can't believe I just had never heard anyone relate it to stop trying to make fetch happen.
I want to say it was Mexico, but we had to grab something that had fallen down in one of those. Bubble cam, arm reaching straight down as deep as you can go. Adds to the challenge.
That little canyon.
All right, I'll bring my heading around to follow you a bit, because I think I'm done swinging over. Oh. And you're going to start pulling on tether soon.
Mm-hmm. Slow down.
So what is this feature we're along? Is this a trench that continues, or is this just a crack in the basalt?
Well, we're heading in that direction, so.
We'll find out together, Roger.
Yeah, judging from the nav map, it looks like we're pretty much following this
Trench.
Hopefully it's not in the trench.
Dude, I was about to say, do we know our DL's not in the trench?
It looks like it's beside it.
Let's hope it's beside it.
So it's not actually if the winch is running, it's if you're touching the metal. If you touch
this,
it's fine.
No, I know, because that's insulated, but
yeah.
So it's not grounded.
I think the goal was to drop it in a pretty flat area, but since it deviated from a slanty side, it could be anywhere.
There's not a lot of just like soft sedimenty flat areas here.
Argus continues to go to the opposite direction of the ship.
It just means that there's a current ripping.
Yeah.
Or it's wrapped around something.
Yeah, but it would have to be above me that it's wrapped around something. That I haven't done yet.
Submarine.
Could be a submarine. Yep.
So Science, can you share more with us about the Deep Acoustic Lander and how that technology has been developed to what we see today? Or what we were hoping to see today?
Science just sat back down,
Oh.
so
Hey,
we'll
Science.
let him get a headset on first.
Try asking again. Are you with us, Steve?
Sort of.
Are you accepting questions?
I'm accepting, the doctor is in.
Excellent.
We were wondering, or I was wondering, and I'm sure folks at home are wondering about the Deep Acoustic Lander. How does that technology been developed to the point that it's at now, what we're looking at now?
Unfortunately, David Barkley is online right now, so I'm going to step all over his fine workmanship. I think it was developed in Scripps while David was there. And so there's one down in Scripps, and they've been basically dropping it through the water column all over the place. And so it free falls through the water column, and it's got this array of hydrophones, and you get to, you know, basically listen with some directionality, and you put together a better sort of a soundscape, an idea of the soundscape of the ocean. And then it drops down, and then it's got a burn wire release and pops back up. So you can either, you know, get the burn wire to go at specific depths, or at a time, basically. So you go down for 40 hours, like this was planned to be. And then you get a downcast and an upcast. So that's the basic. So you go around all over the place. Went down to the Mariana Trench about 2 months ago, I think. So it's been down to 11 kilometers. I think there were ships heard there and stuff like that. At least that was the news story. And anybody on shore, including the PI, who wants to comment some more, I can repeat his comments off of the side portal. But that's about all I know about it. So we were just working on some other stuff with David, and this came up because it was supposed to be deployed, I think, in Iceland or somewhere like that. And of course, because of the pandemic, there were some issues. And so it became available. We said, well, we could probably drop it here. And I think David has some funding to do some work on the sound of hydrothermal vents, basically because of that hydrophone that we've been sort of skirting around. So it's right next to the vents, and he's been listening to that data, and he thought adding this array to it could possibly help discern between other noises and the actual vent noises, if they're making any noise that's that the hydrophones are sensitive to pick up.
Interesting.
Okay, he said I was nailing it, so that's good.
Awesome. So this is a Scripps developed instrument that you're partnering with to deploy, or will Ocean Networks Canada?
Well, this is actually, this one's Dalhousie developed.
Okay.
I don't know the original sort of version of it, same sort of the idea of dropping something off with a vertical array was I think to do with David's thesis work possibly at Scripps.
Cool.
And so and I'm waiting for another nailing it exactly. Hoping to exploit directionality to confirm that some of the noise we are measuring on the node hydrophone. Anyway, so that's the previous sort of thing. So I think it was developed as part of his thesis, and he's actually from University of Victoria, and then to Scripps to Dalhousie. And I think they're making quite a bit of noise with this noise listening device.
Unintended. Is this
Bit of a ways to go.
a device one of its kind, or are there other acoustic devices like this that can?
Well, there's the original one from Scripps, that I presume was developed with him and his supervisor, and I don't know if it's still existing, but this would be like the second one. I looked up some papers and there was an original one, I think. Okay, here it is. Yes, made 3 versions of scripts that went to 9 kilometers. This is the first full ocean depth version that has been to the bottom of the Challenger Deep. So, with tiny hairline cracks.
Tiny hairline crack.
That you saw, or you were looking at.
I mean, I didn't know if the tiny hairline crack.
Well, one of the interests, it did change shape going down there. Obviously, it's been tested to 11 kilometers, so we don't expect any problems here at 2 kilometers. That's like 6 times the factor of safety.
Yeah.
But yeah, this time we stuck a USBL on it. Hopefully it was not too noisy, but we spent a lot of time trying to make everything quiet. And what we did is we took the USBL, this is more for David's information, and then we actually floated it in water in a sink with some flotation and a couple washers to make it exactly neutrally buoyant, so we could slap on the USBL and it wouldn't change the descent speeds and ascent speeds.
Awesome. That's great. That was a great breakdown of our DAL. So those that are wondering at home, it's our deep acoustic lander.
And interestingly enough, when we did turn it on, I got a note from David that it reported that its Argos report, or Iridium, I guess, report to him that it's on and working. So that's a good sign, because when you turn things on, you never know if they're really on. Are you really on?
Yeah. As long as it's collecting the data and getting it back to us, right? That's important.
Well, no, yeah, it just is telling you where it is, because if it comes to the surface, it'll talk to a satellite and say, I'm here, with a rough sort of estimate where it is. And I think that we have some radio beacon finders for it as well. So when we come back to get it, we'll let it come to the surface. We know that it likes to float off because it went basically 250 meters away from the spot where we went to drop it.
This is an interesting question. Does the military monitor any of our data as to prevent accidental exposure or collisions with any underwater devices or sonar devices? I don't know, do we share, is any of, at least from the Ocean Networks Canada side, any of your data shared with any government affiliates? I know there's there's some collaborative work.
Yeah, so what we call...
We got a little bit of return on Argus.
What we call our tier 1 instruments, so that would be things like seismometers, and our hydrophones do go through a Navy diversion system. So they are able to divert our data and review it after the fact.
It just looked like a little sharp edge there.
We get the data back.
But that's
just slightly delayed and maybe stripped of things that
Seaprints is at 30 meters, right?
So on our network.
That's, we'll
imagine that
see it soon in Seaprints if that's
government affiliates.
what it is. Argus will get hard lines for the faults too.
Okay, yeah.
So. If you're bored, you can slide over in front of me, but because we're doing what, 015?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Argus is doing 020, but well,
I can't be controlled.
The ship's doing that. Yeah, you should head back over to the thing. You should do 025.
025.
Yeah, we've slid over a bit.
This is an interesting question, Nico. For any of instruments or devices that we've deployed in the past or recently, have we received any completely outlying or unexpected data, much different than things that we would expect at all from any of the instrumentations that we've used on any current missions?
Ooh. I can't say there's anything that I've heard of that has been so wildly out of the norm that it's noteworthy. Steve, can you think of any instruments?
Repeat the...
The question was whether if we've had any instruments or deployments recently where the data came back that was so wildly different than what we were expecting.
Wildly different than... Well, almost everything we do is different than what we expect it to be. Just trying to think of a specific outstanding case. We got wildly low oxygen levels on the shelf just now on this thing that I wasn't expecting.
Is that fish okay?
Yeah, that's normal.
Okay.
It's just chilling.
For some reason, right now I can't think of any specific case where I could say we're looking for something and basically something totally different happened.
Yeah.
No.
I'm holding like a 015 heading. Prior to the cabled observatory, I think this may be an Ian Coolin story or someone else's, but the because of weather conditions and the seasonality of weather, that a lot of things were tested pretty much during the same time of the year, each year, and then interpolated over the course of the entire year. And that when they started measuring things
we get it
fully throughout the whole course of the year, they found that there was more discrepancy than they expected. You just gotta go that way more. Yeah, might as well hop up whatever that is, because we're not getting anything behind it on sea prints, and it kind of lines up with. That's big and unusual. It's a neat return, whatever that is.
So it looks like Fabio showed me some pictures, and it's a really good sort of spot where we got it. I think we might be able to pull back, maybe the hydrophone a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll get it to rotate around, but that's about it. They look
I thought
gorgeous.
that looked like a good spot. Right
It always
in front
looks
of
bad.
Those worms.
Yeah, it looks bad when you.
Yeah.
If you have the lights of a ROV.
Yes. Yes.
It's like tumbleweed connection or something like that.
But I thought you'd be able to see a lot of things that we'd want to see, like the edge of the shelf, the forest of worms, all 3 experiments in the area.
Well,
I'm really looking forward to, I want the camera to look at us when we
tether
release
tug.
the old RAS PPS.
Well, it's looking right at it right now.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a direct view of us
Yeah.
releasing it. That would be a really cool view, actually, getting a direct view of Hercules.
Closer.
Yeah.
Working at a location there.
We're almost there.
Just up ahead, huh?
We don't get too many selfie views of us down there. Oh, and for our viewer asking, do we ever have any unexpected problems with any
Catching
of our
up as fast as I can.
instruments, any impediments to any of the data that
Thank you
we're
for your
collecting,
efforts.
or that may affect the data that we're collecting from our instruments? Yeah, every once in a while we do.
Good to have you back, Greg.
Not everything goes as correct as we
Back in the
planned
game.
with our instrumentations. I believe we did have an issue with
No,
our
this is
similar
we should
with that with
keep,
our
start
wave
keeping an eye
glider.
out for it. We could see it at any time now.
We had to retrieve our wave
We're kind of
glider
getting
a little
within the
earlier
noise of the
because I believe one of our
USBL.
cable connections
Right.
had possibly gotten some salt water in it, and it was not sending back data that we expected. So that's why we had to pick up our wave glider a little bit earlier. So
Why don't we look
yes, we do have some
right a
problems
little
every
bit
once in a
while
while to instrumentation
we're
that
waiting for our
doesn't go as
guests.
planned. But we always have some plan in place to be able to
There's a cliff
fix the
down there.
problem,
Yeah.
and we could fix a lot of things here on the ship and either redeploy or send our items back to, after we've obviously made any necessary
Actually, maybe I could
repairs.
ping it again. Maybe we can
So
better
yes,
fix now that we're
unexpected problems
closer.
do happen, and they've happened on this mission as well.
Budget, it's like 020, 60 meters.
Hmm?
It's just always 020, 60 meters.
Yeah.
Never
It's
get
like,
to.
huh, interesting.
Yeah, it's quite
Let's
a
see.
That's like a little bit of a cliff.
drop down there, eh?
Okay, so it's pinging.
We getting close?
We're there.
Determining.
We're basically there.
We're finding.
All right, so now it's looking like,
over the cliff edge.
so
Yeah.
yeah, it's
so
looking like
over-
it's down the cliff.
Oh.
A collective.
This may be
ooh.
unexpected.
In unison.
Certainly not going to hear. Oh, wait, there's, what's that?
Ruh-roh.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Got to sit up for this one.
Okay.
Everyone keep your
So
eyes out.
give me a range and bearing.
I was thinking of actually slapping
basically on
some
it?
of
You're
that
basically on it.
reflective tape on.
It's like the beacon is just pinging around here, so it could be.
Yeah, but it can bounce when it if it's down there.
Exactly, yeah. So
All right, so
this is
So everyone, this is a game of hide and seek.
Hide
and
and
the,
Time to jump off the cliff. And
let's
You're
jump
following
off
it.
the cliff
first
and go and
person
have a
who
look.
sees it gets
If you're
some-
following at home, you could help us out
Which way
too.
should we go?
We are
This way
searching for our
or
DAL, which
or
is
left?
somewhere.
it's a
in
very
this
good question. I
canyon
think at this
area.
point,
Let's go this
it's
way, because we're pointing that way already. And if we don't like it, we'll turn around and come back.
How's the pings on the
They're-
ROV? Are they steady? So we can
no,
actually,
they're
jumping too?
they're fairly all
Is
over.
it, what's that
What about the DVL? There's a
on the port side?
reflection
Is
there?
that it?
Oh, I see.
Port
Is that out on the port side there?
Look
I
on
see something in
the-
there that said.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I see something in the.
There's something reflective there, isn't there?
Yeah.
That far in the port? That's not, no.
Yeah, it was in the port camera.
Oh.
Now where's it gone? There it is.
Hey,
wow.
Yay,
Hey.
Ollie.
Ollie wins.
Found it.
What does Ollie get?
Landed right on the side of a cliff.
Sour Patch
Lunch.
He
Kids.
gets
A handful of Sour Patch Kids.
I'll take it. Okay.
Nice, there's our bad boy. That is our DAL, our Deep
Wow.
Acoustic Lander.
Look at that landing.
So let's just do a little assessment of it. And then,
How is it staying on there? It's like heading on a,
well, it
just a
floats.
piece of, is it
So
floating?
Is there
it's
stuff
just held
coming
down by
down?
a weight below it. But
Come up.
Yeah, the weight is visible, so that's good, because my concern was that little guy would have just locked himself into some sort of little fissure, never to be released.
Yeah.
do the arms going out to the hydrophone look
They don't
like
look
they've
very straight, do they?
taken a little beating?
Mm.
What? I don't get what happened.
We picking by the top or by the weight?
By the top.
Perfect.
So the weight's
It's
sitting
easier.
there perfectly. It's not caught in anything. That's really good. And
Oh, yep.
Is the weight sitting there perfectly?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of looks, yeah.
The weight's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back and have a look at it again. It's just kind of sat down there.
Yep.
Little cylinder, right? Yeah. Okay.
That was a good spot.
What?
Not a great spot acoustically.
no, it's
No, I
well
meant
shaded.
the visual
Well, if it's a canyon, you could probably go, hello.
acumen
We're
of
going to
the
have to
pilot.
Hello.
fly this in, mate.
Yep.
I think. So.
Oh, okay. And everything but the yellow cannot be grabbed, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that looks right to me.
Got it.
Okay, let's pull away slowly, make sure it's not caught. Doesn't look like it is. And we'll
Good.
be flying
Put
it
your arm down, I think.
back towards our working area.
Okay.
I think it's going to want to kite the hydrophones behind us.
Yeah, you don't get much rotational control there, do you?
Let's fly backwards.
Yeah, I could fly backwards, I suppose.
Rock.
Coming up. Let's come up nice and high, I suppose. Okay. I'll get the vessel moving.
Yep.
Chris?
Mm-hmm. We'll be on
Argus up.
205.
Yeah, we'll stay nice and high now. We got this thing. Comes nice
Ridge
slowly.
nav,
It's
200 meters, 205.
kiting round too much.
So what's the optimal position to land this deep acoustic lander?
What's that?
I'm just curious what our ideal environment to land this deep acoustic
Well,
lander is.
we're trying to get it near hydrothermal vents, so I had to pick a site, so I just put it back on top of North Tower in the midst of the most vents I've seen. But it's concerning to leave it there because it could be, you know, too many vents. So maybe we'll bring it back closer to where we worked. It's within 5 or 6 meters from where we were working. That's where we took our plume sample last time. There's a lot of plume stuff there, but I don't want to ruin the thing. So ideally,
Been all over the world, Marianas Trench. Steve picks a bad spot. So we're going close to a hydrothermal vent, but not too close.
well, not right on top of it, next to it. So, and nothing underneath it. So pretty well like where we were with all that, everything else. So you might as well join the club.
We're just going to put it on top of the RAS.
That's a good spot, actually.
Yeah?
Seriously.
Why not?
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, why not?
That's a really good idea.
Look at that.
Easy to find.
You've
I'm
had
liking
your
it.
good idea for the trip, Greg. Well
Yeah, I'm
done.
Done, I'm cooked them out. Call Dan.
Plain sailing now.
I'm
Well,
out.
I'm
The
going
only
back to the
concern would
hospital.
be rolling off that, you know, the grading is pretty slippery in that weight.
Oh, we'll see.
Well, we were looking for a weight for the RAS PPS, so
That's true.
Uh-oh.
Is
So
there
two
a
birds
bag
with
on
one stone there.
is there an actual glass bead bag on board the ROV?
No, but there's some down by that junction box.
Yeah.
I think I put one on top of a weight stack to mark a mud mat location.
Is the vessel moving, Chris?
I think I can revise my
Yeah.
position to on top of the RAS PPS.
how
Is it-
heavy is the deep acoustic lander?
Yeah, we spent the last couple minutes just
3
swinging
kilograms.
back over, I guess.
I didn't hear you. That was,
Oh, yeah.
no worries.
I think it's
Making sure, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 3 kilograms in the water or 3 pounds. I can't remember. Not very heavy.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of flotation, and it's got that, I think it's 10 kilogram, I mean, I don't know what it is. 6 kilogram weight.
Coming down some.
Mm-hmm. Oh, am I way ahead of you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Racing off into the...
I know, that's my bad. Let's wait for Argus to start moving.
You're like one of those kids at the mall on the leash.
I feel really bad for whoever's parsing through the data and then just all of a sudden comes to this spot while they're listening through headphones.
Oh, God, and the ROV just, yeah, there should be like a timestamp warning.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a slow approach, so it'll build.
Hopefully.
It won't just be like this starting crescendo.
Well, no, I think we drove past it a bit, actually, so it's
Yeah.
going to be like...
I feel bad for whoever has to listen to this data in general. That's a tedious. That's just
Well, I'm
sifting
thinking
through.
it was right in a canyon, and you know the whole story about canyons and the big echo. Hello, hello.
Well, the good thing is if you are looking at the way the
Underwater
the
echo.
sound data, you just if you're able to plug it into a system, you could just look at the sound waves, right, and know other points where you are detecting sound. So I guess it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think a lot of this work will be utilizing some
I don't think I
math
could
and
have.
physics.
Actually, it's,
Yeah, I don't think I could have done that intentionally.
but yeah, it's working. It's nudging up against Mango. See the weight.